autobiography where we are expected to know much about the family, incidentally does not even mention the name of his father. No, Nkrumah doesn't mention the name of his father. He only mentions the name of his mother. And that is what gives rise to a lot of suspicion, because after his overthrow, some people started speculating that Nkrumah's father was a Liberian, because the Nzema word Mia, which was Nkrumah's name, was also a Liberian name, like George Oponwia. And Opon, he borrowed that name from a famous Ghanaian footballer who attended Kumasi High School, and a blaster player called Opon, who was playing left full back. George Oponwia said he wanted to be like that Ghanaian footballer. Ultimately, he became greater than every African footballer. So with the name Mia being Liberian, a lot of people thought that Nkrumah also having the name Kofi Mia Nkrumah meant he had some connection with Liberia. That is not true. The truth is that Nkrumah's father was Mia Nkrumah, and then Nkrumah says that his very early head teacher was a Fantin who could not pronounce Ngoloma, the Nzema word, and so he anglicized or fantilized it to read Nkrumah. But Mia is an Nzema word, and I believe that people must not make a mistake. If, let's say, Mia is a Liberian word, after all, most Liberians were freed slaves from Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Ivory Coast, everywhere. So if we are sharing the same name, what is wrong about that? Nkrumah says his father was a goldsmith from Hafasini, and I know for certain that the current chairperson or the director of the National Commission for Civic Education, Madame Josephine Nkrumah, her father was one of Nkrumah's half-brothers. In the case of Nkrumah, we say that he belonged to the Aguna clan. The Ashantis will say Aguna, the Fantis say Anona family of Nkrumah. But going a bit beyond that, we will see that Nkrumah's family actually hailed from Usaim. And before Kwame Nkrumah's government was overthrown, he had actually been installed as the chief of Usaim in the Takwa Usaim municipality of present-day Western region. And then when you go to Usaim, they will tell you that the family migrated from Awawin Dadiaso in the Enchi district of the Western region. Indeed, the present paramount chief of Awawin Dadiaso is a nephew to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He is a retired police commissioner, and in the police service he was called Kelibie, ACP Kelibie. He's now the paramount chief of Awawin Dadiaso. And when you go to Awawin Dadiaso, they will also tell you that the family migrated from Wenchi.
Oh.
And in fact, Kwame Nkrumah's family is the royal family of Wenchi, and that makes him a direct cousin to the second Prime Minister of Ghana, Professor Kofi Abrefa-Busia. And when you go to Wenchi, they tell you that Professor Busia is from the Abrefa-Busia family, and then Nkrumah from the Moribedi Atio, gate, from the same house. They are of the same stock. And I also know for certain that even when Nkrumah died, it was the paramount chief of Wenchi who had to travel down to Nkrumah to preside over the whole family funeral program. So that is what I can say about Nkrumah's lineage, that even though he was born at Nkrumah in the Nzema area, By extension, he came from Wenchi. And it is not difficult to accept this because all Akans actually come from Techiman in the Brong Ahafo region. It is at Techiman, from Techiman that the Akans broke away. Each ethnic group broke away to form their own kingdoms. And so if from Techiman, Nkrumah's family first migrated to Wenchi before ultimately ending at Nkrumah, it is not difficult for Ghanaians to accept that.